Marfoogle News going live in 3, 2. All right, what is going on, guys? It is Adam aka Marf. Let's get right into it. The U.S. is meeting with Iran next week, and the president is essentially saying, yeah, we would like to have it on paper to have some sort of deal with no enrichment, but we don't really need it because we blew, everything to kingdom come. Now, something about this just sets off with me the fact that, they're basically setting up so where they'll have some sort of peace deal or some sort of a arrangement where they don't need them to have an enrichment part of it because they say that they've destroyed everything. Again, everything about how Iran is acting right now, how Iran is saying that they've won, they've claimed victory. We'll talk about that here in a second. And that they've forced the U.S. to respond. Otherwise, Israel wouldn't have even existed, right? This whole thing is just weird. It says we're going to talk to them next week with Iran. We may sign an agreement. They're saying already, we may sign an agreement. I don't know. To me, I don't think it's that necessary. I mean, they had a war, they fought, now they're going to back to their world. I don't care if they have an agreement or not, Trump said during a news conference at the end of Wednesday's NATO summit in the Netherlands. But it appears that Trump is sticking by his no enrichment demand. At the moment, the world doesn't really know precisely where Iran's stockpiled enriched uranium is located. Only thing is, now there's not supposed to be any enriched uranium stockpiles in the country to speak of after U.S. bombs weigh on it. It says the only thing that we would be asking for is what we were asking for before. Trump emphasized, though importantly, he added that such an agreement is probably not necessary given the claim that the U.S. successfully destroyed Iran's nuclear capabilities. It says, we want no nuclear. We destroyed the nuclear. In other words, it's destroyed. I said Iran will not have nuclear. We blew it up. It's blown to kingdom come, so I don't feel very strongly about it. If we got a document, it wouldn't be bad. We're going to meet with them. And again, the president is essentially saying we don't need one because we destroyed it all. Well, what about all of those trucks that left beforehand with all of the nuclear fission, right? Or the nuclear uranium? Now, what is odd about this is it seems like they did have like some really crazy info on this. Like, did they actually have enough to make it? We've heard for years, oh, they almost have enough to make a nuclear bomb. They almost have enough to do this, to do that. And then all of a sudden they just, went ape on them, did this decoy mission, blew all of these locations up, and now they're just done, right? Well, I don't think there's something wrong with this. This entire picture is kind of swerved here. So before we get started and before we go on to talk about Iran and the other big story there, I do want to remind you guys, make sure to go check out marfuglenews.com/EMP. We're independent. We're completely on our own. If you want to support yourself and prepare yourself for any EMP or a Carrington level event from the sun, highly recommend going and getting yourself an EMP shield. It will protect you against both. Go to marfuglenews.com/EMP. 10 minutes, it will be in your car, and your car will be able to get home to your family or get out to bug out. Literally anybody can wire this in. It's very simple. Red to red on your battery, black to black on your battery, green to ground. The same company and technology is helping agencies like DHS, Air Force, of course, FBI, DOD, and the Dempster team helping protect the Texas grid. If they're protecting themselves and if they're preparing for it, why aren't we? marfuglenews.com/EMP. Make sure to use the code MARF. So let's bring in my co-host/internet brother, Dex James. What is going on and how are you doing today?
Hello, Adam, and hello, Fuggle fam. I'm doing just fine.
So the Supreme Leader is claiming that they have victory over the U.S. and like all of these statements by the Supreme Leader, they're comical. It's like I think he looks like an idiot in the U.S., but maybe they still have their internet off. Like maybe the people don't know what's actually happening over there because they look like they look pretty stupid.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So look, he did turn the internet on, I'm guessing, because he posted to X, or at least turned it on for himself, and made his first public statement. And he came out, basically bragging like usual. He said, "My congratulations to our dear Iran's victory over the U.S. regime. The U.S. regime entered the war directly because it felt it didn't have if it didn't, then the Israel regime would have been completely destroyed." It entered the war in an effort to save that regime, but achieved nothing. Then went on to say the Islamic Republic delivered a heavy slap to the U.S. face. It attacked and inflicted damage on the Al-Udeid air base, which is one of the key bases in the region. The fact that the Islamic Republic has access to key U.S. centers in the region and can take action whenever it deems necessary is a significant matter. Such an action can be repeated in the future too. Should any aggression occur, the enemy will definitely pay a heavy price. It's very just, interesting. He says that they damaged the base when our military says they launched, was it 14? And they took out 13 and let one go through because it was going off path and hitting basically nothing. So they let that one go. Maybe he's considering the dirt that they struck was damaging, but I don't know.
We don't know if we lied about that or if they lied. But it seems like if that's what they're saying, they also said that they called beforehand. They said, hey, we're going to be trying to hit these bases. We're sending missiles now. And that was hours before it happened. So did they call them 2 minutes? Okay, we're launching. Make sure to have your interceptors ready so that they could tell their country that they responded like badasses, but really they didn't. So this whole thing just seems so off. The fact that they're saying that they won, I mean, it just makes them look really, really dumb. Are their entire country not going to read the rest of the world's news? Are they going to become an intranet? Like, what if they really do? If they're on the back legs and they really were punked, then obviously the supreme leader is going to look like an idiot after this. Right? We're saying that this didn't even happen, all of this. They can say it's propaganda and, oh, yeah, we did take out this base and oh, they were meant to save Israel. Well, Israel's still there. So, they meant to save the Israel regime or whatever. It would be completely destroyed, and it's not completely destroyed. So in every fashion of these statements, it's like he's saying the opposite of what happened. At the very least, he's saying that they have victory. They don't have victory. So what the hell is going on here? And it just doesn't make sense, the whole thing. And I'm wondering different angles on this. I would love for you to put angles that you have down in the comments below. What are we not thinking of? As far as this goes, I wonder if this whole thing is, I hate to say it, on our side, some sort of crazy op that is happening right now. Like make us think that, that this is over, that this whole thing was some sort of huge thing to try to be able to do something else. I don't understand it. I really don't. I'm honestly at a loss of words to figure out why they are claiming victory right now. And they look so stupid that this is going to follow the supreme leader for a long time if this is how it actually is. And then this is odd. The timing of this couldn't be even crazier. I mean, U.S. intelligence concludes that Pakistan is developing nukes that could reach America. But why? U.S. intelligence officials have concluded that Pakistan is developing an intercontinental ballistic missile capable of reaching the United States in a move that, if confirmed, could redefine geopolitics. Again, they said the revelation is buried in broader analysis of global nuclear risks. Published in an article in Foreign Affairs, suggested Pakistan's strategic ambitions may be expanding far beyond the neighborhood. The authors of MIT's nuclear security experts Vipin Narang and Parani Vadi, both whom recently held senior U.S. defense roles, warned that Pakistan could be seeking to deter not just Delhi, but also Washington. Remember, they just got in this big scuffle. Pakistan and, of course, India had a very quick war. It was like boom, 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 and then it was over because they had information. Of course, that was because there was the Kashmir event that happened while our vice president was there, where there was a T attack on India. India, of course, it looked like it was Pakistan, so India attacked Pakistan. Pakistan, we didn't do it. We didn't know anything about it. They then attacked back. They did it, this jet dogfight for a day, and then the U.S. had information that would change everything, went over there, said something, and then they immediately called it off. So somebody there was a third party. In my opinion, if you look back at that, it looks like China who actually, provides power grid to both countries. I believe that they, to Pakistan at least, I believe that they were puppeteering that whole thing, that they went in and paid for that thing to happen and make it look like Pakistan, to get that started, to get, some sort of big thing going, and to make India look like the bad guy. Pakistan, I don't know what they're doing, but this just seems very, very odd. And Pakistan is a close ally with China. They also very much rely on China. It says if Pakistan acquires an ICBM, Washington will have no choice but to treat the country as a nuclear adversary. No other country with ICBMs can target the United States is considered a friend. So, again, we'll talk about this and much, much more on tonight's show. The Church of England, they're saying that all of the militaries they've traveled to are saying that they are preparing for a massive war. So why aren't the public told all of this, right? We're going to talk about that here in just a minute. In fact, in just a second, we'll go over to Marfoogle TV. So if you want to join us over there, all you have to do, if you want to stay in chat, you'll get ported over automatically, is click here. So we'll see you in just a minute. Be safe, be prepared, and Marf out.